You are not an accident, and you are certainly not just another face in the crowd. From the very moment of your conception, a divine hand was at work, weaving together something far more significant than just bone and tissue. You were intentionally chosen for this specific time and this specific purpose. What you carry deep within your spirit is not common. It is a fragment of the divine, a spark of the eternal that the world is desperate to extinguish. This conversation we are having right now isn't just about your physical body or the choices you make on a Friday night. It is about your fundamental identity, your inherent worth, and the eternal destiny that has been written over your life since before the foundation of the world. The world around us wants to strip all of that away, reducing your existence to nothing more than skin, fleeting desires, and momentary pleasures that leave you empty. However, I want you to know that heaven sees something entirely different when it looks at you. While the culture sees a consumer or a product, heaven sees a majestic temple, a sacred dwelling place designed for a king. You have been fed a mountain of lies, told that your body is merely a tool for your own gratification or a playground for whatever feels good in the moment. They tell you that intimacy is casual, that your choices don't carry weight, and that nothing really matters as long as everyone consents. But I need you to listen very carefully to what I'm saying. That is the oldest deception in the book. The enemy's greatest trick is to convince you that something holy is actually just ordinary. I am here today to shatter that lie and remind you that your body was never intended for common use or to be passed around like something of little value. Your physical form was meticulously crafted by the hands of the Creator himself to be a carrier of glory, a vessel for his presence, and a home for his holy fire. This is exactly why the battle for your mind and your body is so incredibly fierce. Have you ever wondered why temptation seems to scream the loudest when you are trying to be the most silent? It is because the enemy is terrified of what happens if you ever truly wake up to how sacred you actually are. He knows that the moment you understand your own divinity, he loses every ounce of control he has ever had over you. If your soul feels like it has been fractured by the weight of the world, or if your body has been treated like something cheap and disposable, know that your spirit's cry for more is not random. That internal ache is actually a signal that you were born to walk in a level of purity and power that this world cannot understand. You were designed to carry presence, not the heavy weight of regret or the suffocating blanket of shame. Today is the day that everything can shift for you, but it starts with a realization. If your heart is starting to burn right now, if you feel these words piercing through the layers of lies you've believed for years, I want you to take a second and engage with this message. Hit that like button to signal your heart's agreement. Subscribe to stay connected to this truth, and I want you to comment the number 99 down below. Why 99? Because we serve a God who leaves the 99 to go into the wilderness for the one. Today, heaven came looking for you. Are you truly ready to discover the deep truth about your calling and your divine purpose? Let's go even deeper into this. Your body is not just empty space, and it certainly isn't just a shell to carry your brain around. It is a sanctuary. In the book of Corinthians, the scripture doesn't just suggest this. It declares with absolute authority that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Let that truth settle deep into the marrow of your bones. You don't just believe in a distant God who sits on a throne far away. You actually host him within your own being. The very same spirit that hovered over the dark waters at the dawn of creation, and the same spirit that breathed life back into the lungs of Christ, now lives, walks, and breathes inside of you. This means that every single step you take is technically on holy ground, and every heartbeat you feel is a rhythm dictated by the heart of heaven itself. Every breath you draw into your lungs is a constant, rhythmic reminder that you were created for so much more than the mundane. So, let me ask you a question that requires total honesty. Would you ever dream of walking into the Holy of Holies with hands covered in filth? Would you ever intentionally defile a sacred altar with acts that carry no meaning? Of course you wouldn't. So why do we so often invite what is unclean into the very space where the divine is supposed to dwell? The core problem we face isn't just a struggle with sin, it's a chronic case of forgetfulness. You simply forgot what you carry. You forgot that even the angels in heaven stand in awe of the mystery of what lives inside a human being who is surrendered to God, and this forgetfulness is exactly what the darkness relies on. If the enemy can successfully get you to view your own body as common or ordinary, then you will naturally treat it as if it has no real value. But that ends today, because now you remember, you are not a consumer of temporary pleasure. You are a vessel of eternal glory. Perhaps this is why the attacks on your life have been so incredibly specific, and why the temptations you face feel so deeply personal. Darkness always tries to invade the places where light was originally meant to dwell. Ask yourself, if God lives in me, what else have I been allowing to stay there? Stay with me, because what we are about to uncover next has the power to shatter every false identity that has been planted in your soul. The world has done a very good job of dressing up lust in gold, glitter, and expensive marketing. It sells it as freedom and empowerment, but behind those flashing lights is a slow and agonizing death of the spirit. When intimacy is stripped of its covenant and its sacred protection, it becomes a weapon used against your own soul. Every time you give yourself away without the covering of a holy commitment, it isn't just skin touching skin. It is soul rubbing against soul and spirit entangling with spirit in ways that the physical eye cannot see. What the world fails to mention is that every one of these connections leaves a spiritual fingerprint, a residue that stays long after the moment has passed. When there is no commitment to protect that connection, it doesn't leave you feeling full or satisfied. It leaves you feeling fragmented and torn. You end up with pieces of your identity scattered in places they were never meant to be, in bedrooms of the past, in memories you desperately try to suppress, and with people whose names you might not even recall. You weren't created to be a sample or a test drive. You were handcrafted for covenant, for a union that mirrors the relationship between heaven and earth. You were made for something sealed, not something rented. The danger arises when we begin to normalize what is actually sacred, because that is when we desensitize ourselves to the divine. Suddenly, the things that used to stir your spirit or make your heart tremble with awe don't move you anymore. That numbness you feel isn't a sign of maturity or liberation. It's evidence that something precious has been slowly eroded over time. Yet, even if you feel like you are standing in the middle of ruins, God is still calling your name. He specializes in rebuilding broken temples and gathering scattered souls. But before that restoration can truly take hold, you have to be honest. What have you been calling freedom that was actually just a slow motion destruction of your peace? Don't turn away now, because we are about to unlock a truth that religious institutions often miss, but heaven has been waiting for you to hear. You were never meant to blend into the background or settle for a life that looks identical to everyone else's. You were chosen for more. Before your name was ever spoken by human lips, it was a whisper in the halls of eternity. God did not mass produce you on an assembly line. He handcrafted you with extreme intentionality and eternity in mind. Your body was designed to be a host for His glory. Your soul was wired for deep, unshakable connection with your Creator, and your spirit was calibrated to respond to frequencies the world can't even hear. This is where life gets dangerous for the status quo. When you forget that you are chosen, you start chasing things that were never meant for you in the first place. You try to squeeze yourself into spaces where your divine anointing won't even let you breathe. You find yourself following trends that your spirit was never designed to imitate. You start calling things normal that heaven has already labeled as toxic. Let me tell you something that might shake your current perspective. What culture calls freedom, God often identifies as chains. What the world sees as harmless fun could be the very thing that is draining your spiritual fire, distorting your clarity, and silencing your ultimate purpose. You are called to walk differently, to love with a different intensity, and to live with a weight of glory that requires discipline rather than compromise. If you have always felt like you never quite fit in, please understand that is not a sign of rejection. It is proof It is proof that you were marked from birth. It is proof that you were set apart for something higher. It is proof that heaven placed something on your life that this world cannot copy, cannot contain, and most certainly cannot cancel. Perhaps every battle you have fought and every wound you have sustained was part of a strategy to make you forget who you are. But you are still here, and deep down, you know you weren't built for average living. What if the nagging emptiness you've been feeling is actually your calling trying to wake you up from a deep sleep? We aren't done yet, because we need to confront a lie so deeply rooted that most people don't even realize they are living under its crushing weight. Let's get this straight. Purity is not about pretending you've never made a mistake or fallen down. It isn't about maintaining a flawless record just to get the approval of other people. God doesn't deal in the currency of perfection. He deals in the currency of purpose. He isn't looking for people who have never tripped. He is looking for people who are willing to get back up and follow him. Maybe you've crossed lines you swore you'd never cross. Or maybe your past is stained with choices that still keep you up at night. Maybe you've been used by others, or maybe you were the one doing the using. Whatever the case, hear this clearly. God is not here to heap shame on your head. He is here to restore your soul and redeem the very things the world tried to ruin. He wants to rebuild the parts of you that you thought were too far gone to ever be fixed. Purity isn't about where you have been in the past. It's about the direction you are facing right now. It's about realizing that your life still carries a divine spark. The enemy wants you stuck in a loop of guilt because he knows that shame is the fastest way to silence your destiny. But heaven isn't looking at your highlight reel of failures. Heaven is looking at your future potential. God says, I can work with the broken pieces. I can work with the scars. Just give me your heart. Purity is a daily decision. A sacred revolt against the lies you once allowed to define you. It is a declaration that you refuse to let your history dictate your destiny. No matter what you have done, you can start over this very second. You don't have to be cleaned up first. You just have to be willing to be changed. When you choose to walk in purity, you aren't just choosing a set of rules. You are choosing spiritual alignment. You are choosing a level of clarity and power that the world cannot touch and that hell itself cannot stop. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, what would shift in your daily life if you stopped chasing the ghost of perfection and started embracing your divine identity? Stay close, because what comes next might be the exact revelation your heart has been crying out for in the dark. You don't have to wait until you feel worthy or ready to make a change. You don't need a special ceremony or a priest to mediate for you. You just need a single moment of genuine surrender right where you are sitting or standing. God isn't waiting for you at some imaginary finish line. He is standing right in the middle of your current mess with his arms wide open, whispering for you to let him back in. You've let so many different voices speak over your body for so long. Voices of lust, voices of comparison, and voices of regret. Today is the day you get to silence every one of them and invite the only voice that actually brings life. Don't just say this in your head. Say it from the depths of your spirit. God, I give my body back to you. Make it holy again. This isn't about trying harder to be a good person or modifying your outward behavior. This is about a total spiritual transformation from the inside out. When you invite God back into the temple of your body, He doesn't come as a temporary guest. He comes to reclaim every broken corner, every buried memory, and every ache you thought would never go away. He touches those places and calls them holy once again. You don't have to earn this. You just have to receive it as the gift it is. You aren't rebuilding your life alone. He is the architect, and you are the temple. If your body truly becomes His dwelling place, what kind of life are you about to lead? Don't leave yet, because these final words might be the breakthrough you've been waiting for. You are not a mistake, and you are not just a number in a database. You are not just flesh waiting to be consumed by time. You are fire wrapped in skin. You are royalty disguised in the dust of the earth. You are the architecture of heaven walking around on this planet. You are a temple, chosen, set apart, and marked by eternity itself. No matter what labels the world has tried to stick on you, and no matter what shame has tried to tattoo on your soul, God's voice is louder than all of it combined. He is saying to you right now, you are mine, you are holy, you have come home. Let that truth sink deep into your heart until it changes the way you breathe. You are not empty, you are not lost, and you are never too far gone to be found. You are being filled right now with a presence that the enemy cannot touch or replicate. So stand a little taller today. Lift your head and walk like someone who carries the very presence of the Almighty in every single breath. Because the truth is, you actually do. The war for your purity was never really about your pleasure. It was always about your power. It's time for you to take that power back. Reclaim every inch of your mind and your body. Sanctify every step you take from this moment forward. As you go back out into the world, let people see something in you that they simply cannot explain with logic. Let them look at your life and realize that what God has made holy can never be made common by the culture. If this message has pierced your soul and woken something up inside of you, I want you to type "My body is His temple" in the comments. Let it be a sign to every demon and a promise to your own future. You belong to God fully and forever. Now go walk like it. Never forget, temples don't bow to culture. Would you like me to create a guided prayer or a set of daily affirmations based on this new script to help you stay grounded in these truths?